federal government is suing Utah Department of Justice officials. The lawsuit involves 18 Utah officials. Looma Report comes to you with a series detailing the effects it will have on Utah residents and the exclusive whistleblower accounts that led to this lawsuit. We begin with the man who uncovered it all, Reginald Williams, a Central Utah Correctional Facility inmate. He told Looma Report that even with the ongoing lawsuit, there's much about this case that still is not being told.
None of the local reporters here have contacted me and said, well, how did you figure this out? What else is going on?
In the unsealed 103-page lawsuit, Assistant U.S. Attorney Joel Fair wrote, "Instead of properly using the grant money they received, defendants misused it by replacing, rather than supplementing, state money. Instead, DOJ officials allegedly used $14 million in grants to fund their budget. All of this comes just as a new wave of stimulus packages have been sent to states, including Utah, to aid in the COVID-19 pandemic." Williams says he discovered this information back in 2013 when he was working with documents filed in the prison print shop.
This has been going on for, to my knowledge, over at least 2 decades.
He added that he believes this is just the tip of the iceberg.
This is not something new to Utah. This is probably a typical fraud scheme that's manifested throughout every criminal justice system.
And you may be wondering how Williams was able to find out all of this information.
I could determine that they were saying in their grant applications that they were receiving budget cuts, but the budget cut information was also passing through the print shop, and it showed that they weren't receiving budget cuts. They were actually doing budget increases. Started to look at other agencies that were in the criminal justice system, such as the AG's office and the Department of Public Safety and the courts and the juvenile system, and they were all committing the same types of fraud.
That's when Williams decided to talk to a lawyer, which he says was no easy task.
I searched around Utah for several years. I could not even get a lawyer here in Utah to represent me. You can't file the case pro se, so I had to convince a lawyer from outside of the state to come here to Utah to file the case.
As the whistleblower, Williams may receive a portion of the damages. However, Mr. Williams says he just wants justice.
People who are identified right now by the feds, they're still in their job position. They're not being placed on administrative leave.
Utah Attorney General Sean Reyes says he plans to vigorously defend the 18 named officials in court. Lorna Balfour for Looma Report.